One of the biggest complaints of Destiny 2 is that the endgame that existed from Destiny 1 has been simplified or removed. Now, some of these changes I think were for the better. In Destiny 1, getting a weapon that then needed to be leveled up with trivial resources before you could enjoy its perks was annoying. But some of these changes have left veteran players with nothing to strive for after completing their milestones for the week, which I can sympathize with. But let me be clear though, I don't think this is an issue of content shortage. Destiny 2 is the single largest content drop in the history of Destiny. The issue comes from Bungie's new design philosophy regarding Destiny 2. Bungie wants to make the game more accessible for new players in order to grow the franchise. This is partly why progression systems have been simplified and top-tier weapons are not locked behind difficult content. Instead, Bungie is using cosmetics as a way to distinguish hardcore players from casuals. Now, because they built the game around this, I don't see something like random rolls on weapons coming back, which is fine as long as the game creates other worthwhile pursuits. So, how can Destiny 2 expand its endgame while still adhering to its design philosophy? Well, I believe there are 3 ways to approach this in the short term. Number 1 is improving the replayability of underutilized content. This is most specific to PvE. Take strikes for example. Right now, the rewards for entering the strike playlist are not worth the time investment. Activities like lost sectors and public events and world chests will net you more rewards in a shorter time. So how can this be rectified? Well, for starters, they can increase the number of tokens earned for each strike. Or, how about bringing back some of the many changes made to strikes in Destiny 1? We had strike-specific loot. We had strike reward bonuses for staying in the playlist. We had strike scoring. And then finally we had strike gameplay modifiers. Now, strike-specific loot gives players more replay value for strikes. Make the drop rate low, but how about then guaranteeing a way of obtaining it by either, say, completing the prestige version or by getting a high enough strike score if you add strike scoring. Now this makes the items accessible to all players while also providing a less grindy way to obtain the item. But it still gives players something to work towards after max light level. The strike rewards bonus gives players increased rewards the longer they stay in the playlist, and in Destiny 1 stack 3 times. Why can't they bring this back? This could potentially generate more tokens or engrams per strike, making the strikes more worth your time investment. Finally, adding random modifiers to the playlist. The Pyramidion Nightfall was the most fun strike I've done in Destiny 2. Why? Because the modifier made it possible to spam abilities. Strikes are the perfect asset to add modifiers to mix up or experiment with gameplay. While the other changes make strikes more rewarding, modifiers would make them more fun to replay. Moving on from strikes, adventures are the other most underutilized PvE content in Destiny 2, which is a shame because adventures have some of the most unique game mechanics and story tidbits. There were adventures that required special tasks to be completed to bring down an enemy shield, or these platforming puzzles where the ground could damage you or drop out beneath you. Adventures are a great new addition to Destiny 2, but there is zero incentive to play them after level 265. And because again, they are more time intensive, many players choose to do other activities when leveling up. After I hit 265, I still had at least 3 to 4 adventures left on every planet. Why not incorporate adventures as an endgame activity? Right now, if you complete every adventure on a planet, the NPC will have a quick, "You're awesome" speech, and that's it. No reward. Keeping with Bungie's philosophy, why not reward a bundle of planetary shaders for replaying an adventure? Or give an exclusive exotic sparrow or ghost with perks relevant to that planet. Or tie adventures into ornament challenges for armor. All of these changes would make adventures playable at max light level without alienating more casual players. Number 2. Record books. Record books in Year 1 were a fun stopgap for lacking content. In the Rise of Iron expansion, the record book rewarded players with armor, ornaments, weapons, and emblems as they completed its various activities. Why not add a record book that tracks content completion in Destiny 2? This could A, help increase replay value of individualized content, or B, give completionist players some cosmetics to brag about. Now, these are short-term solutions that have been implemented before, so they can be added by the live team in patches in the future. I'm proposing quick fixes while Bungie considers how they want to address the concerns of players in this Destiny 1 design. Number 3, and my final point, is for PvP, and maybe harder to implement, but I believe they should add a ranking system for the competitive playlist and/or Trials and Iron Banner. Now, originally, I was going to suggest changes to Trials and Iron Banner that would improve those experiences, but after listening to Bungie's live stream on Seasons, I feel confident that they are heading in the right direction. For anyone who wants to hear more about the new seasons in Destiny 2, I'll link another video of mine in the comments section below. So a ranking system. How does this improve endgame replayability? Well, believe it or not, there are a lot of Destiny players who like to show off their prowess, and a ranking system lets the PvP community do just that. I believe this is the single biggest change that can be made to improve PvP endgame. And Bungie, I don't think this will upset or alienate casual players, especially if you first start by implementing rankings for Trials. Trials is the ultimate endgame for PvP, but as of right now, the rewards for going flawless are purely cosmetic. The adept weapons of Destiny 1 are gone, so if this design choice is to stay, why not give players another way of showing off their skill? Add player ranking to Trials as a beta and see how the community responds. I think the results will be encouraging, and I think it will give a lot of Crucible players something to work towards. Sorry this video rambled on. As a fan of Destiny 2 and someone who's concerned with how poisonous the community has felt lately, I wanted to offer some real practical solutions that could expand the endgame without completely gutting the systems currently in place. Thanks for watching. This is Mediocre Guardian, signing off.